Hello everyone. Today I'll show you the three important features that affect your online privacy when using Google services or your privacy or to Audrey. This is all connected because in principle, if you have settings enabled somewhere, for example in email, it's practically the same as having them enabled in Google because everything is interconnected. And usually the account itself acts as an email address or access point for certain services initial. So I think it will be useful for many to listen. Anyone who uses anything from Google or who uses Gmail very often has certain settings that firstly can be inconvenient, right? And secondly, they provide a loophole for many scammers who can obsolete your personal data simply from your from your email. And then simply from you. Yes, some people don't use email at all, but many do receive important emails and important documents, important attachments, related banking transactions, and related to just about anything. But the point is that even those people who don't use email are also at risk of fragmente inufoscar, kuangon ipasagos. And now I'll show you some settings that will help you get rid of all this social media. I'll tell you everything and show you everything now. Be sure to support the video with a like, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. So, look, you need to find your Gmail, that is, the email where you usually enter some account, well, for correspondence. If you can't find it, then look in the Google tab, but usually it's also somewhere on the desktop. And here are all the services related to Google. There. Next, look, go to Gmail itself. Click. Here is the usual menu where you see your messages that you've received. Perhaps from some store. There could be some advertising. Yes, anything. Then on the left side, you have three stripes. Click here. Then scroll all the way to the bottom to Settings. Click Settings. Next, you'll see a list of your accounts. If you have multiple accounts, this means which accounts are connected to Google services or to Gmail itself. If you have multiple accounts, you'll obviously see a full list. If you only have one, you'll only see one. These settings apply to each account in the account individually. And then there are general settings. That's it. We need to go to both, but let's take it one step at a time. Let's start with the general settings. Click here, then scroll down and find a setting called Open Links in a window. Gmail speeds up web browsing. This is, let's say, a good thing on the one hand. Yes, it might speed up web browsing, but on the other hand, 99% of the time, scam exploit is setting to steal data. I'll explain briefly how it works. You're sent an email or a link to another service or app from Google. It could say anything, for example, that a package is on its way to you and you can track it by clicking on the link. Even if you didn't order anything, I think you'd still be interested in clicking on this link. What's on its way to me if I didn't order anything? And when you click this link, is downloaded to your phone, which steals tampo or routed to your phone, which steals all your permutation, isahow, and all your account data. This could include your banking apps or other important apps with passwords. Of course, you should never allow this to happen. Or maybe it's some interesting text promoting a product that's actually a sick or expensive movement. You know it's expensive, but they're offering it to you at a very low price. And of course, they leave a link too. Go ahead and look at the product. Both you're interested in seeing it and clicking on the link. Is the price right or not? In short, there could be many cases like this. I'm just telling you what examples there might be. There are thousands of variations of what could be written there. The idea is the same, to get you to click on a link. And this app works specifically in Jelly or in some other app that is in its own space. Therefore, it's advisable to disable this checkbox for your own protection. Now, the next step Let's go back a bit, and now we'll turn to accounts. If you have several, as I've already repeated, you'll have to do this for each account. Okay, I'll show an example on one of them. I'll click on email. Next, find smart input here. It will be activated. We show suggestions as you type. There. I think each of you has encountered this situation when you write a letter or try to write anything. You are immediately given different letter given different continuations of the text. And I will say that in most cases, they don't match what you want to write. If this irritates you, you can turn it off here. It's not just a feature, it's artificial intelligence at work. It actually reads all your emails and all your text by analyzing in advance what you want to write or send. Basically, it's a two-in-one feature that simultaneously analyzes and reads all your messages. This isn't very good because when there's a data leak, which happens quite often, all that read text is what leaks up. And if you have important emails, I think you wouldn't want anyone reading them. So you can turn this off. The same goes for quick reply, which inserts completely ready-made words, but in most cases, they simply don't suit you. Yes, Isla. By the way, let me know in the comments who uses quick reply or smart input and how helpful they really are. For example, when I'm writing something, it prompts me to insert a certain word. And it even happens that I write my own word. I continue writing, and the artificial intelligence completely replaces the word with its own. And sometimes it even doesn't read something. You think you wrote it correctly, you start sending it. And then you see that it's completely different from what you wrote there. Anyway, well, whoever wants to can keep it. Got it? Well, look, it's all interconnected. For example, I turn this off and then show you another important setting, which is a little... And by the way, it's not even fully written. Here it is. Send diagnostic information. You see, it's not fully written, but it's enabled. But Google can use this information to improve the product's performance. So basically, we help developers, and this applies not only to Gmail in general, but to all Google services in general by day. And in general, ask yourself what specifically you will improve by automatically sending information about how you use Gmail and how do you use it. So you sign into Gmail, write something to someone, send it, and that text gets analyzed and sent somewhere to Google servers where they do something with it. In fact, no one even knows exactly what's happening with it. But it happens, and it happens without your knowledge. The checkbox is enabled, you have internet access, say Wi-Fi, and some data is being sent. You don't even notice. And personally, I'll tell you, well, this won't help you at all. Even if you uncheck this box about how you use Gmail will stop being sent. And why would anyone want to know how I use this app? You would think you wouldn't get an update. The update arrives to everyone at practically the same time, and everything is updated automatically. And this checkbox has no effect on this update. So, well, here you could simply call it some kind of hidden surveillance or sending personal data about how you use the product. But since the box was checked, what can you say? You agree to what you're sending. So of course, double check at least these 3 settings I showed you. If you want to completely deactivate and increase the privacy of your email, so to speak, you can watch my previous videos. I show some other settings you can tweak to improve your overall email experience and feel secure at all times. Oh, for some sure. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel.